name is Ina Augustia. My class is number 33 1A07. My name is number 33 2200 I1. Part 1. Power. So you were talking about climates. Are there any sort of climates that you like to live in? I mean, I would like to live in Iceland or Scandinavia. Power. Interesting. Why would you like to live in that sort of climate? I mean, the snow is just so beautiful, and my image of those countries is that their infrastructure is sufficient enough to keep you warm when you are inside. But it said it's just so beautiful. The snow is amazing. It's quietens everything. I think it's hilarious. It's just really like it. I used to ski when I was younger. So I like skiing and I like the hills. And yeah, and the snow on hills is just beautiful for me. How about you? Power. Well, I love snow too, but I don't like it when it gets so slushy and sloppy, and your feet are freezing. I think like the idea of snow is really appealing. I'm not sure about living in it. I don't know, the climate of like southern Italy. Kind of Mediterranean climate, I think that would be really quite pleasant. Not too hot by the sea. Also, yeah, in the summer it does get hot, but I don't think it's the humidity. Amy, right? I was just thinking about that. What kind of heat is it? Is it a dry heat? Oh, I think it is a dry heat. Yeah, whereas the heat was obviously we get hurt inevitable at times, right? I mean, yeah, it's really bad. Yeah. Oh, so, Amy, what's the highest temperature? What's the range of the temperature is in southern Italy? What kind of climate do you know? Oh, not sure. I guess maybe at this time of year it starts getting up towards 20 degrees C. Amen. That's nice, Paul. And then think it does, place like Sicily. I think it does get pretty hot, probably like 8:30. Yeah. So and I think the winters are probably quite mild, unless you are from the north of Italy, of course, near the mountains. Amy, yeah. Oh, down in the south, it remains kind of pretty mild. Amy, aha, if it's in the med, it's my image of that. I've never been to Italy, so I don't know. I've been to the south of France and it got really hot. That was a nice temperature. It was dry and yeah, the night time wasn't too hot either. It was really nice during the day. That was a nice climate I think. Part 2. Number 1. Why did the elementary school bus pull into a gas station? Answer. Because the bus driver wanted to use the bathroom. Number 2. What is the reason of the driver bus to leave the student on the bus? Answer. The bus driver reasoned that it was cold outside and he didn't want the children to catch a cold when he went to the bathroom. Number 3. Who saved the student and how he did it? Answer. A boy named Jack, who is 10 years old. He ran in front of the driver's seat and he hit the brake pedal hard and managed to stop the bus. Number 4. Why did the student begin yelling and screaming on the bus? Answer. Because the bus was slowly gliding away from the gas station. Number 5. Retell the story using your own words. Answer tells about an Elysian bus driver. Initially, the bus driver stopped at a gas station because he wanted to go to the bathroom. But because he was in a hurry, he forgot to set the emergency brake. Finally, the bus containing 20 children slowly slid and walked away from the gas station by itself. When the bus cleared, the children on the bus screamed out of fear. But there was a 10-year-old boy named Jack who immediately in front of the driver's seat and immediately stopped on the brake pedal firmly. He was finally able to stop the bus, which was almost approaching the safety fence facing the river. He saved the other children. When the police arrived, he congratulated Jack and said that Jack was a cool kid and that he would make a great cop when he grew up. Jack wasn't impressed with, with what he had done. In fact, he said it was easier to do than playing his favorite action game called Grand Theft Auto 3. The driver was shot by the police while walking on the highway. Initially, he was charged with leaving a child unattended while the motor vehicle was moving. Also, it was a misdemeanor. The prosecutor said he hoped to escalate the charge to a felony due to the number of children involved, and the DA said he would make sure the bus driver never drove a bus in this area again. Part 3. Tell the story of a fox and a crow. One day a fox said he liked to eat the chicken he stole. He also didn't mean admitting that he wouldn't refuse the fat chicken wings because they were so delicious. But not many people know that there's something fox love, and that's a good piece of cheese. One fine morning, the fox was walking and followed its long nose in search of food, and she smelled some cheese in the light breeze. And when she looked up the tree, she saw a crow and a branch. He saw Miss Crow happy, holding a large piece of cheese in her beak. The fox called out the crow and said, "Good morning, Miss Crow. You look very beautiful today." Then the crow tilted its head to one side and looked at the fox. The fox praised Miss Crow that if Miss Crow sang, her voice would be very melodious, and asked Miss Crow to sing a line of her song. Then she would call Miss Crow the daughter of the forest. Finally, Brother Miss Crow began to sing the most beautiful music the fox had ever heard. Ciao! To the fox-chow, it was the sound he had been waiting for, because as soon as Miss Crow opened her beak, the cheese could fall to the ground and she could eat it. It can be concluded that the flattery will get you in everywhere. Thank you.